Kia ora koutou, welcome to this video about the Sagittarius full moon that's coming up, and we have winter solstice as well. My name is Fiona of sunandmooncalendar.nz. So the full moon in Sagittarius takes place on Tuesday the 14th of June, but it's just about into the Wednesday because it's nearly midnight on that night. So before the full moon, we'll have moonrise around about 4:30 and sunset around about 5. That will be a bit different along the length of the country. And then the full moon itself at 11:52 p.m. with the moon above us in Sagittarius and the sun on the other side of the earth in Gemini. And that is what it will look like on the zodiac wheel. Moon in Sagittarius at 23 degrees and the sun in Gemini, so opposite each other on the chart. So let's look at the energy of Sagittarius. The ruling planet of Sagittarius is Jupiter, optimism and expansion, the biggest planet in the solar system by far. So Jupiter is seen as a lucky planet. It brings opportunity, good luck. There's the topics of travel and new experiences and opportunities that can come and expand our horizons, literally and figuratively. On another note, there's also a sense of righteousness, morality, justice, and truth with Jupiter. The element of Sagittarius is fire, enthusiastic, adventurous, spontaneous, and a belief in good luck in the future. Look at those kaimanawa horses riding off on their exploring adventure. And the modality of Sagittarius is mutable. And this means that Sagittarius likes change, does not like to be doing the same thing all the time. Sagittarius energy loves to bound off on new adventures, explore, and is adaptable. We'll go this way and that way. So think about an area in your life that is Sagittarius for you. Where do you like to explore? Where are you very expansive in your vision, like even beyond the earth to the universe and the galaxy? Where do you like to have adventure and travel and experience new things, different cultures? For each person, that will play out in a different part of life. So at the time of the full moon, take a moment to step back and review what has come to a culmination point, what has completed, what are you grateful for. Look out for things that could be revealed by the light of the moon. And also think about how you can integrate the opposites of Sagittarius and Gemini. So here you can see the two different sides of this full moon with the sun in Gemini, close things, small things, local things, and Sagittarius where the moon is, where we're very big picture, looking beyond the horizons. Gemini is just little trips around the neighborhood, and Sagittarius would be like going on your OE. That's the difference. But where they are both the same is that they are both mutable, so they both love to learn and explore. So let's look at some of the other energies going on at the time of the full moon. There is a bit of a mixture. So with the lineup, we have Sun and Moon square to Neptune. Mercury is going direct after that retrograde period. We are relieved about this. Pluto and Saturn are now retrograde, both of them. And there is some conjunctions with Venus going across Uranus and the North Node. And finally, Mars conjunct Chiron, almost exact at the time of the full moon. So we're going to look at these a little bit. That's the lineup, fairly complex. Okay, Mercury going direct. We've had 3 weeks of Mercury going backwards in the sky, and boy, we were going back over things. Almost nothing was straightforward in that time, I would say. But now Mercury is direct. It has moved in by the time of the full moon. It will have moved into Gemini, and it's very at home in Gemini, and with some other things going on with this full moon, I think that Mercury going direct is going to help us keep our heads clear and our communications clear and help our decision making and thinking. Okay, so all of that will be easier. Okay, so what will not help with that is our brains are likely to be more fuzzy with the full moon, sun and moon, square to Neptune. So Neptune is a wonderful planet of dreams and imagination, intuition, unconditional love. But when it's not operating at its highest level, it can be confusing, cause us to have illusions, delusions, and because this aspect is a square aspect, then this is not likely to be comfortable or easy. So we will need that Mercury direct to help us with the thinking. So be aware of that. If you become disillusioned about something, if something is revealed by the light of the moon that shows that you did not see things clearly, then that's probably that Neptune influence. So something to be aware of. And then we've got Venus leading up to the full moon, going across Uranus, and shortly afterwards going across the North Node. So both of these are influences of change and a desire for freedom with Uranus. So Venus governs anything that we love and hold dear to our hearts. So relationships, material things of value, so money, finances, and any precious possessions that you have. With Venus going across Uranus and the North Node as well, you might be feeling like you want to change things up. There might be a desire for freedom. So notice this and think about how you would like to be more free in those areas. And almost exactly at the full moon, Mars is conjunct to Chiron. Mars is about energy, action, passion, desire, and anger, and sometimes fighting. And Chiron is about that deepest wound that we all have as humans. We were born with it, that deep need to belong and any shame that can come up around that. So with Mars here, that might trigger that wound and it might make us want to fight in response to any painful feelings that are coming up. So be aware of that and see it as an opportunity for some healing. This is a conjunction that happens only every couple of years. It is a chance to look behind the anger that we might be feeling and see what is behind it. Can we do some healing on that with some shadow work or inner child work, whatever works for you. Okay, and then we have the shortest day, 21st of June, Midwinter solstice, the start, the end of our solar year. Shortest day and then the longest night, and you might light a fire at that time. You might have a fire at home, and that's appropriate with the Sagittarius full moon energy. You also might want to consider a midwinter adventure, with Sagittarius being a sign of adventure and travel and exploring. And so you can see we have a mixture of energies, the midwinter quiet contemplative time and the completion of adventures and exploration and enthusiastic projects in our life with the Sagittarius full moon. So when you're taking your step back at the time of the full moon, what are some things to think about to make the most of that Sagittarian full moon energy? Think back to the last 2 weeks, the last 6 months, however long you want. What adventures have you enjoyed? What travel opportunities have you had? Where have you had the chance to explore? What connections with other cultures have you enjoyed? And this might not have been through travel because that's been difficult, obviously, but even within your own community, where have you had the chance to connect with people from other countries, and what learning have you gained from that? And thinking about that other side of Jupiter and Sagittarius and the interest in morality, justice, and truth. How have your understandings of these topics developed in the last while? Have you changed your views about what is right and what is good and moral? And thinking about that square to Neptune with the full moon, how can you keep a clear mind and discern fact from fiction, fact from fantasy, so that you don't get deluded by false information? And where would you like to have greater freedom? Where would you like to see some change so that you've got a freer way to be and a freer way to enjoy life? And thinking about both the winter solstice and also that Mars conjunct Chiron and that opportunity for healing and letting things go. So what do you want to say goodbye to as we come to the end of this year? So enjoy the Sagittarius full moon, everyone. So there we go, everyone. Ngā mihi o te tauhou. Happy new solar year. Happy Sagittarius full moon. All the best for this special time of the year. Ka kite.